In today's video, I'm going to go over the companies that are featured in the S&P 500 that have the highest dividend yields. We're going to work backwards, so we're going to start with the 10th company and we're going to work our way towards the first place company, and that's the company paying the highest dividend yield. I just want to say quickly, I do not advise that anyone goes out and invests in any of these companies purely based on their dividend yield. There is so much more to a company that you need to research and you need to know first before deciding to invest in them. Dividend yield is just one tiny little aspect of whether or not a company is good. And quite often, companies that pay a lower dividend yield but have been paying a consistently good dividend for a long period of time, have good financial fundamentals, and are just good companies will be better than some of the ones on this list today. Having said that, all of these companies featured have at least a 4% dividend yield, and please let me know if you actually invest in any of these companies. And I'm going to be using a website called Dividend Max for all of these dividend yields. In 10th place, we have ExxonMobil, and this is a company that is in the energy sector. They operate globally and they are the biggest publicly traded oil and gas company, and they have a dividend yield of 4.8%. And they are paying their investors quarterly. So they are paying their investors dividends 4 times per year. And let's just have a quick look at how they've been doing. So over the past month, they have been up by nearly 24%, and over the past year, up by near 50%, and 5 years, we can see that they've been down around 15%. And if we max this graph here, we can see that they've gone through periods of quite good growth. They took a hit with their stock price in 2020, as many companies did, but since then it looks as though they've been really resilient and their stock price has been gaining and increasing once again. Next on the list, in 9th place, we have Valero Energy. And once again, this company operates in the energy sector. Valero Energy are the largest global independent petroleum refiner. And they are also an international distributor and marketer of transportation fuels. Their dividend yield sits at 5.1%, and they also pay quarterly dividends. Let's just have a look at how they've been performing. So over the past 1 month, Valero Energy have been up by over 25%. Over the past 1 year, up by 41.2%. And if we just have a look at the max graph here, we can see that overall time down 12%. This company doesn't look as though it's been publicly traded for too long, since 2018 by the looks of it here. And they've not really seen a massive growth since being publicly traded. But I have not done a deep dive into this company, so I'm just going on what I see in front of me. In 8th place, we have Iron Mountain. This is a company operating within the data management sector. They are responsible for storing, managing, and protecting information and assets for companies across the globe. They are offering a dividend yield of 5.6%, and once again, they pay quarterly dividends. Over the last 1 month, Iron Mountain has been down by about 13%. Over the last 1 year, up by nearly 45%, and if we use a 5-year time period, we can see that they've been up by nearly 24%. In 7th place, we have PPL. This company operates in the utilities sector. This company provides energy to some US states, but also to the UK. The dividend yield is again 5.6%, and they pay quarterly dividends. Over the last 1 month, PPL have been up by 2.17%. Over the last 1 year, up by 7.17%, and if we use the 5-year time period as we've been doing, we can see that they've been down by nearly 6%. Next on our list, we have Williams Companies. They operate within the energy sector, and in particular, they deal with gas and oil storage and transportation. Keeping in line with this list, they also pay dividends 4 times a year and are offering a dividend yield of 5.8%. Over the last 1 month, they have been up by nearly 15%. Over the last 1 year, by nearly 31%, and over the last 5 years, down by nearly 11%. In 5th place, we have ONEOK. Now, I'm not sure I'm saying that right. I think it's pronounced ONEOK, but correct me if I'm wrong. This company yet again features within the energy sector. They provide midstream services, and that just is referring to a particular stage in gas and oil operations. Their dividend yield comes in at 6.2%, and once again, they are offering quarterly dividends. If we just take a look at how they've been doing over the last 1 month, they have been up by 8.23%. Over the last 1 year, by nearly 39%. And over the last 5 years, up by roughly about 5%. Next we have AT&T, which I'm sure everyone has heard of, even people from the UK. They sit within the communications sector and they offer mobile, broadband, fibre, HBO Max, you name it, they offer it. Their dividend yield comes in at 6.2%, and once again, 4 times a year, they will pay their investors dividends. Let's just take a look at how they've been doing. So over the last 1 month, they have been up by about 13%. Over the last 1 year, down by about 6%, probably as expected. And over the past 5 years, down by 34%. AT&T are a very, very popular stock that many investors love. If you hold AT&T, drop a comment below and let me know. So next is third place. So this is the third largest dividend yield offering company in the S&P 500. And that company is Kinder Morgan. I had never heard of this company before putting together this list, but they sit within the energy sector, specifically dealing with energy transportation and storage. Their dividend yield comes in at 6.3%, and they offer payments 4 times a year. Keeping within the theme of this video, let's take a look at how they've been doing. So over the past 1 month, they've been up by 15.28%. Over the last 1 year, up by 13%. And over the last 5 years, down by nearly 8%. In second place, we have a company called Altria. And again, this is a company that I hadn't personally heard of before putting together this list. They sit within the customer staples sector and they are a tobacco company. They produce and market tobacco related products, and I believe they're sort of moving into the e-cigarettes era, but I could be wrong on that one. Their dividend yield is a pretty juicy one at 7.3%. And surprise, surprise, this is a quarterly dividend paying company. Over the past 1 month, they have been up by 4.8%. Over the past 1 year, up by 22.29%. And over the past 5 years, down by nearly 28%. If you've made it this far, we have just covered the 9 top paying dividend companies featured within the S&P 500, which just leaves first place. So this is now the highest dividend paying company in the S&P 500. So without further ado, the company that takes first place is Lumen Technologies. They sit within the communication services sector, and I'm just going to read out what they've got on their website as I don't want to do first place a discredit. So they are a multinational technology company that enables companies to capitalize on emerging applications and power the 4th industrial revolution. So they look to integrate network assets, cloud connectivity, security solutions, and voice and collaboration tools into one platform to enable businesses to leverage their data and adopt next generation technologies. That was a mouthful. They offer a dividend yield of 8.2%, which is the largest on this list, and they again pay 4 times a year. Over the past 1 month, they have been down by 2.11%. Over the last 1 year, up by 9.65%. And within the last 5 years, down by nearly 31%. I recently made one of these videos for the highest dividend paying companies featured within the FTSE 100. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it somewhere on the screen now. You'll probably notice that the UK companies that are paying the highest dividends are paying a higher dividend yield than the top companies on this list today, which is just some food for thought. It's an interesting one. Anyway, if you own any of these companies, let me know. As I said, I am not suggesting anyone invests in these companies just purely based on dividend yield. But yeah, let me know if you own these companies, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.